the money I'm making and overseas, I felt as though I can make this same here. Like I was telling myself, like if I can make the same money home, would I still go overseas?
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I was like,
quick no.
No, I'm not going.
Hell no. Hell no.
That's what I'm saying. So once I told myself that, I'm like, all right, well, I gotta like really bust my ass to really build something home where I don't have to go overseas.
You never sell out.
Never sell out.
They can't tempt you with fortunes or fame.
Sometimes you gotta talk to them, Nipsey.
But when that right deal, it comes your
Welcome back to another episode of the Ball2Business podcast. I'm your host, Thomas Wilder.
Co-host Arie Williams.
And we got a special guest with us today.
Yes, sir.
My brother, my friend, CJ Fair. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Nah, it's a pleasure, bro. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Yeah. So let's just hop right into it. You know, I know who you are. Arie knows who you are. Arie's a big basketball fan, played basketball. So, but for the people who don't know, the listeners who don't know, I'm gonna just run down a little bit of some of the small things that you've done. This isn't everything, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's more important things that you're doing now, but let me just tell the listeners a little bit about what you've done. Okay, so. High school, Brewster Academy, right? Senior year, won a championship, right?
Yeah, we won the state and national championship at Brewster.
State and the national championship. And for those who don't know, Brewster is a big time program, produces a ton of pros and NBA players. But then after that, you go on to Syracuse and do a thing on a national stage. You went on to be all Big East second team in 2013, all ACC team in 2014. Followed that up with being a 2014 All-American. Was named one of 30 finalists for the Naismith Award in 2014. Okay, so I play. All of us have played basketball at a high level. I played at a mid-major. Arie played at a high level at D2 in Barry. None of us have experienced what you've experienced, though. So can you break that down for us and tell us what was it like going into such a well-known program in Syracuse? They've been to a number of different Final Fours. They've won a national championship with Melo and things like that. What was it like as a freshman? Walk us through what it was like going into a program like that.
Freshman, it was bright lights, man, that you never experienced before, man. I gotta say, as freshman, it was a grind because I had to work my way up. I started at the bottom, like. First game, I was the last one to get put in the game. So I literally start from the bottom of the rotation up. And yeah, so I worked my way into the rotation my freshman year. Cause like once they get to mid-season, he only playing 6, 7 guys, maybe 8 at the most. So I had to get in that 6, 7 range. And so yeah, I worked my way up to that. And I just knew like every game was televised, so I just wanted to play good because I know people back home watching. And usually, and like my good games my freshman year is usually I get like a dunk, put back, or fast break. I just make one loud play, like, and I don't know. I was just noticed like that, and like I didn't put up big numbers, but I was just memorable, like doing what the team needed, and like coach liked that. I always brought energy, and yeah, I still remember we was our first big game was at the Garden, Madison Square Garden. We played Michigan State, and I just knew like, this is gonna be a big game for us, and for me personally, because I never experienced nothing like that, and my family coming to the game. Everybody watching primetime game on national television, and I remember I had 6 points, but it was loud though. I had like a nice dunk. I had got a couple blocks, and I remember I had a couple ISOs. And, you don't get no ISOs as a freshman. And I remember, I don't know what took over me, but I was in a zone where I was like, I'm gonna make something happen. And then if you try to ISO, you gotta make something happen, because if you miss, you out the game.
As a freshman too? Oh yeah. You ain't got that. Your leash super quick as a freshman. I'm already going.
And I remember I had like an ISO, I'm on the left side of the court, and I drove right towards the middle, and I gotta spin back to left. And I spun back left, and I laid over 2 people, and that was just just like my welcome to to college. Like, all right, I could do this.
Mm-hmm. How was it on the floor though? Just being on the floor like in Madison Square Garden, like, did you feel like it was that loud the entire game, or it kind of felt a little quiet on the floor? Like, different experiences of the gyms, but like that's a legendary arena. So like, how does it feel being on the big stages like that?
Yeah, I always tell people, I swear, like, the Garden got the brightest lights you will see. Like, out of every arena I've been to, that's the brightest lights. Even when you out there just shooting around, warming up, like the lights just bright. It's just like a big spotlight on the court. And and like our fans travel well, so we packed it out, and you hear everything, like when you make a basket or when you even make a basket in a while, the fans try to get the team going, start chanting and stuff. Like it's nothing like college basketball, man. Like the fans really bring the energy, and then if you can feed off that with a big play, man, it's nothing like it.
Yeah, for sure. So how did you? Okay, so freshman year you go from, and I think that's important for young athletes to know, especially in the era that we're in now with like guys just transferring every year, and just you could go to 4 different schools and with no repercussions now. So I think that's a testament to and something that young athletes should take heed to, is like, bro, sometimes it's not necessarily it's not always the coach's fault. Like sometimes like you just gotta work harder. Like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? So
it's the process, man. Like
especially
when you're a freshman, man, like, and then of course going up to going through all your 4 years or just growing, but starting out young, starting at the bottom, like you got to work your way up. You have to show what you're worth, man. Like no one knows, how you perform, especially on a different level. So the way you turn, as well as be ready, be prepared for that moment, is definitely something that I feel like young players have to be very aware of moving to the next level of the game.
Yeah, you got to be ready for the opportunity, because you might not get more than one. And being ready and doing what the team needs, not just what you think is going to keep you on the floor, or what you want to showcase. Everybody want to put the ball in the basket and things like that, but you gotta do what the team needs. And at that time, for me, I knew the team needed rebounding, defense, and energy and stuff. And so I was always the first one down the court off a rebound, first one down the court trying to get a fast break layup, because that's the only time I know I can get the ball for sure. Because in a set offense, ain't nobody, you ain't looking for me.
Fifth option, freshman.
Yeah, I'm the 5th option, so that's the only way I'm gonna get the ball, if I'm getting a fast break and stuff like that, or crashing offensive boards and stuff. No,
that's big time. So how did you, going from freshman year, then you go to sophomore year, and how did you follow up that freshman year? What type of year did you have?
Yeah, so freshman year, I knew it was going to be it was gonna be a grind again because freshman to sophomores, we kind of had like the same team, maybe like one more player, but we kind of had the same core. So it was, I couldn't really, grow to like the main player as I wanted to yet. So sophomore year, it was I was six man. Me and Dion Waiters, we were 6 and 7 man. We was the two to come off the bench, and but it's crazy because me and him played the most minutes, and I think like Dion, he had a attitude, where so not in a bad way, not like just in his mind, I'm gonna do the scoring load of the team. Like he was like our best offensive player. And
I remember that year too.
It just like coach at the time, he was more loyal to the upperclassmen at the time. A lot of coaches are. They always get an upperclassman the benefit of the doubt before they bring a younger guy in. And so yeah, me and Dion, we came off the bench. He was our firepower for our scoring. I was still kind of my same role, but a little more minutes though. So I was able to do more as far as make a bigger impact because I was averaging more minutes. And we had a good team. I thought we had the best team in the country at the time. This is when Kentucky had Anthony Davis, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Terrence Jones. They was tough. So they was we was always both of us competing for the #1 spot. I think we was #1 for some year, and they was #1 for some year. And this the time where we had Fat Mello. He was becoming like the best big man at the time.
Yeah. I remember
so we was rolling through people, man. We was rolling through people like in the Big East. And I already know the Big East was a tough conference.
No, for sure. Maybe the best at that time.
Yeah, the best conference because we sent in like 8, 9 teams to the tournament. This the year UConn won the national championship with Kemba. Or was it?
No, that was
they won my freshman year. I can't remember.
Yeah, with both.
Yeah, it was. But the year they won the national championship, they was 9th in our league that year. Like they was in the middle of the pack.
That's crazy. That's
like crazy. So that's just show you how deep our conference was. And but yeah, so we was rolling through teams, and we won the Big East regular season championship that year. And then we I believe we had a #1 seed going to the tournament, and we end up losing to Ohio State in Elite 8. And that was
Who was on that team?
Huh?
Who was on that team?
That was Jerry Sullinger last year, I think. They had
Aaron Kraft. Was Aaron Kraft on that team?
Yeah, Aaron Kraft.
Yeah, he was a dog. He was a dog on defense.
They had William Buford. He was like a guard, and they had a nice, well-rounded team. And but what hurt us is right before the tournament started, Fat Mello was ruled ineligible, and that was a big blow to us. And I really feel if we'd have had him for the tournament, we would have won the national championship that year. Because that was our best team. Like we was loaded that year.
For sure. So then, sophomore year happens. Y'all had a great team. Dion Waiters leaves. I think that he left that was his freshman year, right?
Yeah.
Went to the draft. So now, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like this is when you kind of like came into your own a little bit more. Like this is kind of where you became CJ Fair that we all know now. Like, am I right in that sense?
Yeah. That's when our team. Oh, my bad.
You're good.
But yeah. My junior year is when like we had a lot of seniors leave. We had, well, not really. We had 4 players leave. I think we had Scoop Jardine leave. Chris Joseph. He was like the wing player. That was kind of like where I would fit in at. Fat Metal left. Dion left. So I was just I was the only wingman at that time. Of me and James Sutherland, and so
he was nice.
Yeah, he was nice, and he could shoot it.
Yeah.
And I knew it was an opportunity for me to just step in and claim the team. And this one, Michael Carter Williams, he started playing. This was his sophomore year. Freshman year, we had a stacked team, so he didn't really play as much. He was a high recruit. And that's another thing. Michael Carter Williams, he was a McDonald's All-American, everything. He didn't really play his freshman year, and then he had to wait his turn to his sophomore year. And I knew this was going to be a big time for me. So I had a great summer as far as working out, and I was just ready. I knew the system. I knew everything. I was comfortable, and I just had to showcase it. And so from first game, I was making sure I was being aggressive. And I remember our first game, we played San Diego State on the little aircraft carrier.
I remember that shit.
Yeah, that was a dope event.
Yeah, that was real dope and stuff.
They don't do that no more, huh?
Nah, because they kept postponing them because it get rained or something like that. It was a different type of game because sometimes sun can be in your eyes, things like that. It's like playing outside, but
yeah. Was it windy? Was it when you're shooting, you see the air? I don't know, man.
I never asked you about that, but I did always want to know that.
No, it wasn't really windy. It was like the perfect day that day. I ain't gonna lie. For us, it was the perfect day. But the sun could be in your eyes though, depending on what side of the court you might be. You trying to shoot a three, you don't see nothing but a glare.
Motherfuckers playing college game at Dykeman.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like playing at the Rucker,
right?
On a higher scale,
right?
Having fans and stuff there. But I had a good game that game, and that gave me the feeling I can do this, and I was getting the ball a lot, so I'm like, this is gonna be a great fit for me and stuff, and so I was just carrying that way throughout the season. Even though we had some ups and downs that year, we had like a dry spurt where we was losing towards the end of the year. We was losing I don't remember exactly, but it was the last 4 to 7 games and stuff. So we was struggling a little bit to go into the Big East tournament, and I remember this was supposed to be our last year in the Big East, and we lost to Georgetown the last game of the season. We got blown out, smacked. They rushed the court on us and everything, and that was a big thing because Georgetown Syracuse, that's a big rivalry, and I kind of felt like we let it down. I'm like, damn, we ended the rivalry getting blown out. And this one, Otto Porter was there, so that was like a matchup for me and stuff. So I'm like, damn, I kind of felt bad, but then we got a chance to redeem ourselves in the Big East tournament. We played them, and we ended up beating them in double overtime. And I had a big dunk on Otto, everything, and that kind of brought back life in us, and we won that game. We go to the Big East championship. We end up losing to Louisville though. We had the game, man.
Who was that? Is that who was on that? Was it Payne Seaver in them?
Yeah, Payne Seaver, Russ Smith, Montrezl Harrell.
Oh
yeah, I played against them.
They had a Shane.
Did they have Rozier too?
Huh?
They had Rozier too. He wasn't there yet.
Nah, not yet. Or unless he didn't play as much. I'm not sure. But that's when Kevin Ware had broke his leg and stuff.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
That's the year they won, didn't they?
Yeah, that's the year they won. And Louisville, we played Louisville 3 or 4 times that year, and we split. And even back to the championship game, we was up 20 at half. And we end up losing. That's how.
Them be the worst. Them to be the worst.
Man, we just ran out of gas, man, because they started pressing the second half. We just ran out of gas, and so they end up winning the championship over us. And but that kind of that momentum in the Big East tournament, I really think from that Georgetown game led on to us going to the Final Four that year in the NCAA tournament, and we playing Michigan in the Final Four. So in the Final Four is us, Michigan, Louisville, and Wichita State. And I knew if Michigan, we were gonna beat Louisville because we knew them. We knew them in and out, and we always put up a good game. It's just they just caught us slipping in the championship game, and well, we just couldn't get past Michigan. That's when Michigan had Trey Burke, Tim Hardaway Jr., Glenn Robinson, Mitch McGarry. They had a good team.
That was a tough Final Four, boy.
I had a Final
classic.
Four. Yeah, and like we playing in the Atlanta Falcons Stadium, 70,000. That was crazy. And,
what was that like?
That was different, man. That was like
Final Four. Yeah, tell me about the Final Four experience, man.
Man, Final Four, like even leading up to the Final Four, all the media, all the activities and stuff you guys do, like you feel like it's a championship, man, and like all eyes on you. Even from the photo shoots, things we was doing, man, it was awesome, man.
That's dope.
That was like my favorite experience from college when we beat Marquette to go to the Final Four, and dating back even that tournament, we had a good roll, crazy roll where we had the second game to go to the Sweet 16. We had to play Cal, and we was playing 40 minutes away from their hometown. So that was already like a setup. We was playing in San Jose, California. We ended up beating them. That was a tough game. And then we go to Sweet 16. We played the #1 seed overall, which was Indiana, and I was Victor Oladipo, Cody Zeller, Christian Wofford.
Yep.
Yeah, and like they had the #1 team, and they couldn't do nothing with us, and we beat them. Like everybody had Indiana win the championship that year, and we beat them in the Sweet 16 to go to Elite 8. And then we beat we was playing Marquette. We just knew we knew Marquette from the Big East, so we knew we was going to beat them. Even though they beat us that year, we knew like we was going to beat them. Yeah, we ended up beating Marquette in the Elite 8, and we was playing in Washington D.C., so that was like home for me. So that was cool. And I think Obama was at the game too, so that was.
Well, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, and
you just threw that in there. Yeah, I think Obama was at the game.
So yeah,
Obama with that goddamn craft too, going crazy.
Yeah, we were Final Four, and yeah, man, it was everything. Every alumni you think came out. Melo came out to the game. Everybody, it was just all eyes on you. And game time come, I was locked in. I think I scored like our first like 10 points or so. You think I'm going to the league? After this, I'm going to the league. Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I was on my A game that game, and I ended up finishing with like 22, 23, something like that. And like I had like a double, and but we couldn't. I don't know. We just couldn't. I don't know. That game is a blur because I can't even tell you what was they doing to kill us. Like that game was a blur, honestly. And but they were just a good shooting team, well balanced, and they ended up beating us. And that was a tough one, tough pill to swallow. And so they ended up going championship playing Louisville, and then losing to Louisville. And I just knew we'd have won the championship, we'd have beat Louisville, man. So that was just. I mean, it's still all in all, great experience. So, I was definitely a moment I cherished. And
did you? So after the year, did you enter the draft?
No, so that was I was debating about going to the draft that year. I remember, talking to my family and stuff like that, and I remember I wanted to enter the draft, but at that time, if you enter the draft it's
over.
It's done. It's over. You can't test the waters.
Yeah, that's what I was trying. I didn't know if that rule was out at that time.
Yeah. So what made it worse was that since we went so deep in the tournament, I only had like a few days to decide. Like I had to make a quick decision, and mind you, throughout that year, I wasn't thinking about the league.
Yeah.
So I ain't have in mind. Oh yeah, at the end of the season, I'm into the league. I wasn't even thinking about the league, and so but I knew I had some big games. I had a good year, and I was like, I want to enter the draft and all this stuff, and so I'm talking to my family, talking to of course, coach want me to stay, and so yeah. Then I don't know. It was like a scary moment, and like a lot of people around me was just saying like, go back to school and like up your draft stock, because at that time I don't know, I wasn't projected like a guaranteed first round or lottery and stuff. So I was like, all right, then. So it's like a big gamble. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go back to school, and I'm gonna have a better year, and then guarantee me in a higher spot. And as you know, it ain't work out like
some bullshit. That's some bullshit. That's it. We ain't gonna talk about it. That's some bullshit.
But I will say, it's not a regret or nothing, but I will say, like, you gotta follow your gut though. Like my gut was telling me like I should leave. And, who knows what would have happened? I don't know. I could have ended up in the same position or not. Who knows? But I don't, think about it or dwell on it. But I will say that was a teaching moment in my life where it like kind of grew me up to be like a man. Like I gotta make decisions for myself. And so that was just like a pivotal moment in my life, I would say. Yeah.
No, I've had experience like, and it's crazy because, and that's what this whole like podcast is about, bro. This shit is bigger than like basketball, but like, and that's why I wanted to start here. Like, you got much more important and like better things going on now, but like I feel like as athletes, it lays the foundation and it teaches us so much about life. And so that's why I wanted to start here and with your basketball playing career. But so you did that. You definitely, what you said, you wanted to improve your draft stock. You did that. You exploded. You became an All-American, all of that. So after that year, how was it? What was going through your mind, and what was the emotions on like draft night when your name didn't get called? Did you have a draft party or anything like that?
Yeah, man. So I remember once the season ended, I remember, and this is another thing. I was supposed to sign out of 2 agents, and I ended up. I didn't sign with the agent I wanted to sign with. I was listening to other people, and I signed with this other agent. And that was another wake up call. I'm like, damn, I really gotta start following my gut or whatever. And so yeah, my agent at the time, I was telling him, I'm a competitor, so I like to compete. I said I want to set up all my workouts with the top guys, and like all the top forwards that was in my class that year. So, just to show I can show these teams like, these guys ain't better than me and all that stuff. And even so, like before the draft, like I was all the like in the ACC, we had Jabari Parker, we had Rodney Hood, TJ Warren. So we had some nice wings in the ACC that year. So, and I had good games, against those guys. So, so in my mind, I'm on the same level. Like it's no difference or whatever. And,
for sure.
But the league don't look at it like that. So leading up to the draft, I told my agent I want to, have my workouts with all the top guys. And which I didn't know, that's kind of like a, kind of like a mistake because the league already know what they want. So you gotta work out for teams that's for you, that's in your range and stuff. Because you're not gonna crazy as town. You're not gonna shock the world like doing good in the workout. Like they already want this guy. Like you ain't gonna change their mind. So you gotta do your path and work out with the team that's in your draft area. And that's something I didn't know at the time. Where that's when I ain't gonna say politics, but that's when the business come involved. Whereas though you gotta stick to your range.
You feel like you were prepared, like in any type of way when it came like the business of like basketball and at the league level when it comes to politics and like you're saying like not knowing like the draft process of kind of like picking which team to work out for, like you kind of have a sense of like how the business kind of play out depending whether you go this route or that route.
Yeah, like at the time I didn't know of it. Like I was really naive to a lot of things. Like I don't know. I was really big headed at the time. Like I was just like
everybody's young, man.
That's why I'm saying everybody young. I was at Syracuse. Like we was number one team in the country for a while. I just felt like I was the best player in the country. And like we was the number one team in the country. I'm the best player on the team. So I'm thinking like that. So I'm the best player in the country then. If I'm the best player on the best team, and so, but like I said, like NBA don't look at it like that. So honestly, I don't even know how they judge and evaluate things. That's still like a mystery in my head. And so yeah, come to draft day, I actually got invited to go to the draft. So not in the green room though, because the green room is for like the lottery guys. But they invited me to go. This was like the first year being at the Barclays, and so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I was in like the stands and stuff, not like I said, not in the green room area. So
I know what you're talking about.
So I attended the draft. Like I went all out, man. Like I had the suit, everything, like just ready.
You ain't buy no chain or nothing, did you?
I bought a watch.
Got the AP.
Hey.
Bust down everything. I ain't even have a check or nothing. But like the jeweler, he was cool with my agent, and he everybody knew I was about to sign, so like he needed to get the money in a month or so. So he just lended it to me. So I was ready. I was
NBA 2K.
I was TV ready.
Hey, that's funny.
And so once it got to like, so I thought I was gonna be called anywhere from like 20 to like 33, and cause like mind you, and I'm not even like exaggerating or boosting myself. Like I ain't gonna lie, I was on point that year in the far as draft workouts. Like I was on my A game. Like I had like 16 workouts, and like I was killing. Yeah, I was killing.
Lot. For people who don't know, that's a lot of workouts.
Man, it's a lot.
I had 10 and I was tired. 16.
It got to the point where I remember it was the day before the draft, the Brooklyn Nets, they wanted to work me out. But they didn't have a pick at the time. So I was like, nah, like that's in my head. I'm like, I ain't wasting my time. I just had all this workout. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. And they ended up trading it to get a pick like late in the second round. But who knows? Who knows if I'd have done that? Who knows? But so yeah, I'm having great workouts, and my agent tell me that like they loving you, like every team guaranteed, like saying like they don't think you're gonna drop to them, but you do, they're gonna pick you. Like you hearing all these and stuff. And, like, I remember like the Milwaukee Bucks, they had the 31st pick, and they said if I drop to them, they're gonna pick me for sure. So I'm like, damn, I'm good then. Like so I'm not working for the Nets if they don't got no pick. Like so So yeah, draft comes. They start to get to pick 20. So I'm like, all right, this is my time. So then I remember names getting called. They get to like pick like 25, 26, and I remember they called CJ Wilcox, and I thought they were saying my name. And
hard drop, huh?
Don't tell me you got up.
Bro, I ain't stand up, but like my heart stopped though. Like I ain't stand up, but it was like it was just like I'm like, oh shit, like damn. But then it's like Wilcox. I'm like, damn, all right. But I ain't, I wasn't stressing it too much. I'm like, all right, whatever. Because it was the Clippers, I remember that. So then, all right, first round go, I ain't get called. So I'm like, all right, this is my time coming up. 31st pick comes, Milwaukee Bucks select some foreigner guy. So I'm like, damn, what the hell? Like, all right, whatever. Like, and then it just keep going. And then I remember like my last hope was like the 38th pick for the Detroit Pistons. That was like one of my last few workouts, and they really liked me. And they said the same thing. And so I'm like, all right, 38th pick come. All right, they gonna get me. And they select, I don't remember who they selected. I don't remember. But I'm like, then I was like, damn, like I ain't work out for these other teams. Like going forward. Like I don't know what's about to happen. Like once after 38 came, it was a blur. Like I don't remember. And like then we just get trickling down. Like I said, it was a blur, so I don't remember. I just remember we got to the end of the draft and like it was over. I'm like, damn, what the hell? Like, mind you, I never thought going undrafted was a possibility in my head, so I wasn't prepared for that at all. Like, sometimes like you ain't gonna get drafted, so you can kind of prepare yourself. Like my head, like that wasn't even a possibility. That didn't even cross my mind, never. And so when I went undrafted, I'm like, shit, like what the hell? Like, and mind you, before the draft was ending, they was like on the 50-something picks. The Mavericks called me and was saying like nobody drafted, they want to sign me. And mind you, Mark Cuban's on the phone talking to me and everything. Like, so I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm good or whatever. I ain't get drafted. And then so yeah, the Mavericks wanted to sign me for summer league. So I'm like, all right, well, I don't know. I still felt weird. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I couldn't get over that not being drafted for a while. Like looking back now, I could have been like on the verge of being like depressed and stuff. But when I was going through it, I was like fighting and like, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna prove these people wrong. I'm gonna do this and do that. And like, I was just kept fighting it. Like, I'm gonna get in there and all this stuff. But I don't know, I was driving myself crazy though. Like, because I'm trying to prove these people wrong or prove to these people that I don't even know personally when I should be trying to, focus on myself and have fun with the game. Like at that time, like I wasn't really having fun, like, cause I'm trying to prove to these other people like what I can do,
They said me you killed this home.
No added clout, no added sugar, this is Sebi raw. I'm on the boat, it's filled with hoes, how I get involved. I tell a joke, and then the joke leads to the draws. I gotta get to know the pussy before I get involved. Whoa, who got that light? I need to spark my spliff. Whoa, this for my niggas with the rubber grips. Whoa, this for my niggas with the platinum wrist. I had to juggle, basketball rapper who had to hustle. Gym star turned rapper, gym star turned trapper. Run around that court, rehearsing my song. Man, I got that flow, who gon' put me on? I had to juggle, basketball rapper who had to hustle. No added clout, no sugar, sugar.
It's that Sebby ball.
I can tell these niggas fugazi. I don't even like these functions. My niggas think I'm crazy. Rolling up a Jay-Z. Fat ass cigar, I'm that nigga. I feel like Jigga. Bass bang harder than the crib. On my shit, you just got on them flips. Taking that government money, funny. Won't no trace on my shit. Won't no regular bitch. Won't no regular whip. 2 cell phones, can you hear me now? Can't see me now. John Cena, I don't see you haters. Lay low, we can get his ass later. Out on Florida and I step with the Gators. If it's money, then I'm in a discussion. If we're talking women, I'm winning. Swimming in the money, it's the ocean. Is my life golden? Probably. Just got like a thick body, like my girl's naughty. I'm tripping. Swimming in the money, it's the ocean. Living my life like it's golden.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Arie Williams. I'm finding the Shake Up at. Shake Up!
Run that shit back.
Alright, we back.
All right. So yeah, we was talking about the draft and the emotions behind not being drafted and things like that. So yeah, just continue telling us about that and what that was like.
Yeah. So after not getting drafted, I was saying, I was totally blindsided by it because I just knew, like, I was going to get drafted. I'm one of the best players in the country, and I was first team, second team All-American, one of them. So I'm top 10 player,
All-American, regardless.
Right. So I think I was second team All-American. So that's top 10 player in the country, right there. 'Cause I think it's 5-5. So at that, in your head, that's draftable right there.
Yeah. It should be. I would think. So I think me and Sean Kilpatrick, we was the only two out of that All-American, top 10 to not get drafted. Was he a senior too?
Yeah, he was a senior too.
Who else? Okay, yeah. I mean,
and so I will say, if I don't care where they think you could get drafted at, you could be first or the last pick. If they say you can get drafted freshman, sophomore, junior, you should go, man. Because it's all about getting in the league. Of course, everybody want to get the highest pick, but if you're in the league, you can work your way up. And that's why I'm used to working my way up or whatever. So I will say, they say you're gonna get drafted, go. if that's your goal.
But everybody not built like you either, though, because like you said, you used to working your way up. A lot of these guys, especially now, with the social media era and stuff like that, they're probably more used to getting things handed to them or coming into situations like you said, bro. You started off last one to come off the bench and worked your way up in your freshman year to be the 6th, 7th man, and then stayed. And you know what I mean? A lot of people not built like that. So that's a testament to just how hard you work and stuff too.
Yeah, this is honestly kind of rare, even with all three of us are here, that all three of us had all 4-year careers at the same school. Yeah, at the same school. That's very rare now. But even us growing up back in our age, I remember that being a thing. You had the option to go somewhere else, but more traditional in the way you want to get to the next level, go the whole 4 years. But now I feel like they try to hinder your age. So the older you get, it's okay, you could be better, but it's I got this young cat that could be as good in a year or two. So it's I don't know. I feel it's very rare these days, but it's just a testament of, like I said, just hard work, actually the grind to get through all that.
Yeah, appreciate that. And but yeah. And that's another thing, a stigma I don't understand about the league is, for seniors, there's no upside and stuff. I feel they always say you're not in your prime till you 29, 30, things like that. And so I feel you're still a young kid. You can keep getting better and stuff like that. And in my head, of course, there's some freshmen that can perform at the same level as a senior in the league, things like that. But in my head, it's if I'm a team and I need someone to plug in, I'm gonna plug in someone that might be ready right now and stuff, So, but teams don't look at it like that. They think, they can groom this freshman to be who they want in like 3 to 4 years and stuff like that.
Can't belittle your experience now. Like that's the
Right.
thing. That makes the player.
That's what I'm saying. I still remember when Giannis Antetokounmpo got drafted, and I remember I was watching that draft, and I forgot what a commentator said. They were saying he's like 3 years away from being 3 years ready. And I was like, what the hell is this? Like,
well, that's a decade. My boy gonna be
like what the hell? Like, if that's the case, I mean, of course he is who he is now.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, like, if that's the case, like I don't understand. Of course, he was better than what they was projecting him to be. Yeah. But I'm saying, in your head, that moment, you think somebody is 5 years away from being a superstar, or not even a superstar. Let's just say like
an okay player.
Yeah. They expect
like
Giannis to be honest, man.
Like
yeah,
they said, 3 years away from being able to step on the court, basically. Like,
yeah, like I don't get it, and so you know, it's just a lot of stuff I don't get with the league, and but yeah, like going back to like you know mentally, I was all over the place. So now I have to go to summer league with the Dallas Mavericks, and I just remember practicing. Getting ready for summer league, and I wasn't the same. Like I got too many people in my head now. Like I got my agent in my head, I got family members in my head, coaches from the Mavericks. Like they telling me do this and do that. Like you gotta show that you want it. So what does that mean? You show what you wanted. So now I'm playing mad now. Like I'm
having fun just playing mad as hell.
Like, bro, it wasn't fun at all. Like it was a total change, and I'm like, damn, like I'm showing these guys like what I can do day in and day out. Like what more do you want from me? That's at my point. Like, what more do you want? I'm showing you everything. Like, and then you know, so you know, the Mavericks kind of sweet talk me just like everybody else did.
Yeah.
And so I get the summer league first game. I don't even think I played. I didn't play, or I barely played the first game. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, yo, like
just after being an All-American, bro.
Yo, just crazy. Like a couple months away from being All-American. And just a week ago, Mark Cuban was on the phone talking to me, you know, saying the Mavericks want me. So I'm like, oh damn, all right. You know, y'all showing me love. I appreciate that. You know, and they were showing me love in practice. I was playing good in practice, and then game time come. I'm at the bottom. I'm like, I shouldn't be having to work my way up in summer league like after what I just did my senior year. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, like so then summer league ends, and so now I got an option to go overseas or go to the G League. It was the D League at the time. So I'm like, them two options sound terrible. Like,
and I think it's important to note that like this was not on your mind at all.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
The
like,
G League, D League was never even probably crossed your mind.
It never crossed my mind. Mind you, the D League wasn't glamorized as the G League is right now. Like, like it's bro, you came in at the right time, but yo, the D League is not glamorized, bro. So I'm like, damn, I don't want to go overseas. Like, mind you, like the Pacers like called saying, you know, I can come to training camp, work for a spot. So, you know, so I'm like, all right, here we go again. But you know, I'm a grind. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take this opportunity with the Pacers, and so there's one spot left. And it's 4 of us competing for it.
My boy Shane was there, I think, too.
Or 5. Yeah, Shane was one of the 5. And Shane had a broken foot.
Yep.
So he didn't compete with us. So mind you, I guess Shane probably already knew he was going to be signed anyway. But we was told we competing to make this spot. But in all actuality, it wasn't a spot to be made.
Yeah, y'all basically playing for the G League. Y'all basically the G League team.
Yeah, so at that point, it's like, bro, mind you, it was perfect opportunity. This the year Paul George broke his leg, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, so some spots opening up. So Paul George is out. Then they had, mind you, they had a couple. They had what's his name? C.J. Watson. He was a point guard. George Hill and somebody else. Oh, Donald Sloan. I don't play point guard, but so it was. So for the four of us, it was me, Adonis Thomas. He was a wing. Arenze Onuaku. He was a big man. He went to Syracuse before I was there, and this other guy. I can't remember his name, but he was like he played in the league. He was like a vet, and so mind you, Paul George is out, and then they had all three of that point guards was out. So Adonis Thomas, who was like a 2-3, he had to play the point. Mind you, he don't play the point at all. So in his head, he like, damn, I can make the team. And like, I'm like, damn, he might make the team because they might need him right now. And he's playing good. We was all playing good, I ain't gonna lie. And but it was like at the end they cut all of us. So I'm like, damn, like they ain't even keep Adonis at the least, like because people think like when you competing against other people, like y'all don't like each other, things like that. But it's like y'all on the same grind, so you root for everybody. I mean, for each other. So when he didn't make it, I was like, damn, I ain't make it. I'm like, damn, like I knew one of us was gonna make it, but the whole time they knew they were gonna sign Shane, and I don't know, you know, the higher ups, they just wanted Shane, but they was basically telling us like we had a shot when we actually didn't.
Right.
So that was just like, now I'm going to the G League, and it's like, damn, like let down again, like, like, so you know, back to square one.
Yeah. No, and I think that it's important to also note that just like the mental roller coaster that comes with being a professional athlete, it's starting to be talked about more now, and it's not as taboo of a topic, but like when you, especially somebody at your juncture and what you've done at college, and to go from that to dealing with what you've been through, that comes with a lot of like trauma, you know what I mean? And trauma is a big word, and like it's not life or death, but like at the moment for an athlete where you've dedicated your whole life to this sport, like that's what it seems like a lot of times. Like this is it, like this is all I know, this is all I've ever wanted to do, and now it's like you get a rude awakening when you become a pro and you get hit smacked in the face with like the reality of like, this is a business. This isn't about like, you know what I mean? It's not necessarily about who's the best, or, you know, it's a lot more that goes into play when it comes to those different things. So, yeah, bro, it's a grind. It's a grind.
Definitely. And just imagine going from playing Syracuse in the Dome, averaging 25,000+, to my first D-League game, and you might can count everybody in there. Like cricket. Like you can count who all in there. Like everybody, you know, like everybody stands out because everybody's spaced out. Like it's just
bring your own energy for real.
Yeah, you gotta bring your own energy. Like you cold, warming up. Like it's just like it's different, bro. Like that was the grind. And mind you, at that time in the G League, fortunately I had to deal with that. But it's like they had like 3 different contracts at the time, where it's like A, B, and C. I was on the A, but like if you was on the C, you making nothing. Yeah. And then you used to have 12 guys on the team. Mind you, A don't make nothing either, but like I think A was like 25,000, B like 20, C was like 12. And mind you, like you had to have 12 guys on the team, but only 10 can be active. So 2 guys that's not active, they don't get paid nothing. Like you just on the team, just
practicing
for opportunity, and like. So that was tough, man. And then again, my first year, we had a good team. We went all the way to the championship. We lost in the championship, but we win in the championship. I had a good year as a rookie, and so I'm like, bro, I'm showing what I can do, and they just wanted messing with me, and like I just kept getting let down time and time again. Like even my second year,
Was that with Windy City?
Nah, I was with so first 2 years I was with Fort Wayne, Indiana. Fort Wayne Mad Ants. And so I had 2 good years there. Second year, I started really like turning up, like really turning up. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just go all out. I was putting up crazy numbers. I like the team, it was like back to college, like where the team like catered to me, and like I was just putting in work. So then I'm getting calls from my agent. I got a new agent at the time. I'm getting calls from my agent, and like he was like, all right, this team about to call you up. This team about to call you up. I'm like, all right, bet. I remember we was in the playoffs. We playing Maine, and like my agent I'm warming up, and you know how you go on the court, warm up, come back to the locker room, get ready. So I just picked up my phone. I see my agent call me hella times. So I'm like, oh damn, like I called him. He was saying like the Celtics gonna call me up probably like today. He gonna call me back. So I'm like, all right, well I'm getting ready for a game. I'm actually playing Maine Red Claws with the Celtics G League team, and we in the playoff. Mind you, I go off like I had like close to 30, and mind you. This is when like playoffs come, people dialed in. People ain't just letting you put up numbers.
No, for sure. This ain't the regular season.
So I put up like 20 something in the win too. And then the next day I see they call up one of the main players. And I'm like, come on, like I'm just getting let down, bro. They called up he was more of a guard. He was like a shooter.
Who was it?
It was his name was Bab something. I can't remember. He was older.
Oh, okay.
He was older than me at the time. Bab something. I can't remember. He went to Iowa State. And
oh, you talking about Nazmitri Long?
Nah, he was after me. He was after me. Okay. You probably don't know this guy because he a little older. Okay. But yeah, so they called him up, and I was just like, damn, like again, like I read my agent not tell me, like yeah. So yeah, man, it's just so at that point I was just done with like trying, like getting the lead and stuff. Like I was just over it.
Yeah, it's mentally draining. It's mentally exhausting, and it take the so from my experience, it take the love out of just like why you played in the first place, which was like because you enjoyed it, and then it's just like seeing like all of a sudden when you became a pro or when you became I only can speak for myself, but like all of a sudden when you become a pro, it's like all that shit out the window, and now it's like you said. A whole bunch of people in your ear. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to do that. And if you're not aware of like what's going on and just like super grounded, then you could get like lost in the sauce and like pulled it a whole bunch of different ways. And yeah, that would be my message just for young players. Just like, bro, once it stopped becoming fun, like don't let it get to that point because you're gonna be through. And you know what I mean? And you don't want to do, you know what I mean? But
yeah, bro, definitely. Like like
we've had these talks already.
Yeah, we had a lot of talk. I just try to put you on game, like what I've been through, and it's a grind, like especially in G League, and like so that it makes it not fun, bro. But the thing I do like about the G League, you have a lot of camaraderie. Like your teammates, you look at them as friends and things like that because y'all all on the same grind. Even like the coaches trying to get called up. ton of strength trainers trying to get called up, and like so it's just everybody on that grind. So you know, you kind of be close with everybody. But I would say like going overseas and things like that, that's when it stopped being fun because it seemed like a job now. Like, you know, I remember I go to France at my 3rd year out. I go to France and I signed with a good team. I signed a good contract too. But it was just a different style over there, man. Like, there's so much expectations. Like, you know, you gotta prove yourself again, and it's a different style of game. And then all my teammates older than me got married with kids. I'm out there by myself. Like, it was just like
don't know the language.
Yeah, different language, bro. It was literally like they weren't my teammates. They was just co-workers. That's how it became. You just a co-worker, bro. Like, and at that point, that's how I started treating the game. Like, all right, I just gotta, you know, do what I gotta do. Once I step on the court, I check in. Once I got the court, I checked out. Like, like it just became a job. Like,
damn.
And like, so then that's when I'm like, all right, bro, something gotta change because I can't. Like, it's taking the fun out of it.
Would you say that's when you kind of started thinking of other ways that you can make money, and it started to become not so much about, all right, let me get to the league and I'm gonna become a millionaire from playing basketball, and it started to become like, all right, what plays can I make, and how can I transition?
At that point, I wouldn't say. I would say no. I think the year you came, that's when I started thinking it. And so
we had hella talks on that on your couch.
Yeah, hella talk. I remember. So yeah, I go to France, and then so I'm like, all right, I made you know, a nice salary over there. I don't need to go back. I can go back to the G League on a minimum salary because I already made money overseas. This can hold me over for a year or two. I don't need to make money, and like I was never doing it for the money. You know, I was just doing it for opportunity. Like, just playing basketball. Period. I'm just playing for opportunity. Like, I was never doing it playing for money. And so I go back to the G League, and I go back to my old team, Fort Wayne. You know, things got real shaky over there early, and that's when I crossed my final straw. Like, I remember it got to the point where this was me and Walter Lemon, we was on the team together. It's crazy. I watched him grow from just like you to, you know, how he became. So yeah, I go back to the team, and like, I don't know, coaches was acting funny. Everybody was acting funny, man.
Is the same coaching staff?
Same coaching staff. That's what threw me off. Of course, they added some people, but like the people that I was cool with, they was acting funny. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, you know, it got to the point where I wasn't playing. Like, I was playing, like they treat me like I'm nobody.
Yeah,
like you know, playing me here and there. Like it was just, you know, not what I expected. So I'm like, all right, cool. I gotta leave. So I remember, and this is not me, bro. Like, you know, I'm all for what the team needs, but it got to a point where it's like, I'm like, yo, it was our last game before our break. I think Christmas break or whatever break. No, it was you know how you get that week, All-Star weekend break or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I remember I told all my teammates, but I was telling Walt, I'm like, yo, this is my last game. I'm not coming back. Like, I'm not coming back. Yo, it's great. I packed all my bags, and I remember, like, it's crazy. I was just dropping. You know, if you play close to home, I'm taking stuff home. Like, I'm just taking a duffel bag and giving it to my mom. Like, yeah, I'll get that later. So by the time I got to our last game before the break, we was playing Maine, and I had one duffel bag, so I took that with me to the game. And I told Walt, like, yo, I'm not coming back. Like, I ain't tell the coaches nothing. I'm just like, yo, I'm not coming back. Like, and at that point, I was just done with it. Like, I didn't know what was next. I was just like, but I'm not about to do this. And like, you know, I ain't no quitter or nothing, but it was just, I just was at my wit's end. So I was like, yo, I'm done, bro. I ain't coming back. And I don't know what's next. So I told my agent I ain't going back. I already flew home. Like, you know how a team got fly together back to the city? I ain't fly. I bought my own ticket. I flew home.
He was sick of it. He was done.
Yeah. I ain't, yo, that last buzzer, that was the happiest I've been, because I ain't play that game. And like, you know, in practice, back to practice, I was kind of being like a little, I don't know what like the correct word to say, but I was being difficult. And because I just knew I was done. So, so yeah, I fly home, and then I get a call from my agent saying, you know, the Windy City Bulls want to trade for you, and mind you, I was telling my agent like to tell the team to trade me, and they kept saying no, they're not going to trade me. They're not going to trade me. So that's why I was really done, because they didn't want to trade me. So then when they see I wasn't coming back, now they want to trade me to not let me go for free, I guess. Like, they want to get something out of it.
Bro. That's
the business, bro.
Yeah. I was like, I told my agent I don't want to do it. I don't want to go back, because when they see the Bulls, this one they had Antonio Blakely, and he was leading the lead in scoring. I'm like,
shooting all the balls. Yeah, he was shooting all the balls. Hey, he was
like, so I ain't doing it. So then I don't know. He talked me into it, and then I get there. You know, they showed me a lot of love, bro, and I probably played with like 1 or 2 games with Antonio. And then he got called up for the rest of the season. So it kind of opened up for me. And we don't play the same position, but it became more opportunity. And I remember they was like a losing team, and like I was just we just started winning when I got there, and like coach really liked me. And I remember
Charlie was the coach this year too?
Yeah, Charlie was the coach. It was a real young team, and he didn't really kind of have control of the team, and like I was kind of supposed to come and help mold everybody. And I remember like this when I became like known as a defender in his eyes, because I remember I shut down, like it was the second leading scorer. I forgot his name, but I like shut him down. We won the game, and like so I played like the last like 10, 12 games with them, and then you know like Charlie and the staff and them, they really appreciate what I brung to the team, even though we end up missing the playoffs by a game or 2, but they knew like if I was there, we would make the playoffs. And that's when like the Bulls end up calling me up just because they had like an extra spot where they needed to fill for the last week of the season. And like the Bulls called me up on the strength of like what I did with the Windy City Bulls. It ain't like I was putting up crazy numbers of that. It just like there was a tight organization, and like they just wanted to show love or whatever. And like, you know, I appreciated that. And you know, that was like my only real like time I think like, you know, people really like show love to me like at all I was putting in, you know. So that was a good feeling for me, I would say.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that was dope. It was kind of like and I say this lightly because like, bro, like I said, from what you've done, like, bro, you know, we both know where you supposed to be right now. Like, you know what I mean? You're supposed to be getting ready for training camp for the fucking, you know what I mean? Whoever. But did it feel like a moment like, okay, it was kind of worth it?
I would say, yeah, I would definitely say it was worth it. Just because you always gotta give yourself a chance, you know, because you don't want to look back and say, what if? Like, what if I did this, did that? But I gave myself a chance, you know, that's all I could ask for. And, you know, it didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work out, but, you know, I'm cool. And yeah, and I would say like the year you came on the team, that was the year I started really like thinking like what else can I do outside of basketball? And then I ended up signing a contract to play in Dubai. And that was another thing. So I played in Dubai, and I had other offers to play in Europe, but I was over Europe and stuff because it was too much. Like I was over them two a day of practice, and
you was trying to chill. You was trying to get your rocks off, get some buckets,
and like
and chill.
And I thought, like, you know, the year you can, I wasn't like the focal point of the team, like, and I felt like I felt like I was myself. Damn, I'm like, damn, like they kind of use him as like a D&3 guy, and like that's not like really my style. Like, and I wasn't really in rhythm for shooting. Like, I just felt like I was leading the team down, letting the team down, and like, you know, I'm not gonna say Charlie or any of the coaches was like holding me back, and I just thought like I wasn't performing how I thought I should be performing.
But bro, that's crazy that you say that, because from someone and that's just probably you just putting so much expectations on yourself, because like, bro, you were the like, bro, I remember like at the showcase they were saying like you're the best defender in the G League. You was on the verge of getting a call up that year too. You know what I mean? So it was just like, that's probably just you just putting that expectation on yourself.
It probably was when I think about it, but it's just like I'm used to how I know how I like to play, and like I wasn't playing like that. In the showcase I was, but other like majority
throughout the year,
I guess when Jakar Sampson, when he was gone, that's when I was really in my bag and stuff. But when he came back, it was kind of, I ain't know where to fit in it, and like, and you know, I ain't never catch my groove again. So that's why I went to Dubai and stuff, and like I was able to play like I'm Jordan over there. And like I was really able to get my mojo back, and like that's what I really needed. Like, even though it's not like a top competitive league, but I was able to play how I wanted to play to remind myself like, this I know I still, you know, I know what I can do. And but I was just like, damn, like I got a son now.
You got a son at that point.
I got a son at that point, and you know, they wasn't with me. I'm like, I can't keep doing this. Like, if I'm just at that point, I was like, all right, in my head, if I'm only over here for the money and stuff. It ain't like, you know,
having a ball doing this.
Yeah, I'm having a ball. You know, it's a nice place to be. It was just like, you know, you can't. In my head, I never thought I would be playing till 40 or late 30s. I never thought. I always told my peers and stuff like, it's about to end.
No, I just fixed it.
All right. Yeah. I always told my peers that like I'll be I probably got a couple more years left, and this was probably around maybe right the time I seen you, or maybe a year before that. I probably in my head I thought I'll play till I'm like 32, 33 tops, and just because I was tired of bouncing around. Like every year I'm in a different place. Like I'm just tired of bouncing around. I need somewhere I'm gonna be for the next few years or whatever. But that's not how it is on our grind. And so I'm like, all right, I'm thinking about, all right, what else can I do? And that whole year I'm just really researching and looking up stuff that might.
While you in Dubai? Yeah,
while I'm in Dubai, all my free time, I'm just looking up stuff, like self-educating myself on everything I like. You know, especially when what we was talking about, I was like, I don't know, real estate just stuck out to me, and I just kept like digging into it, and I knew like I was saving all my money in Dubai. I wasn't spending nothing. Like I just, cause I knew like I'm not gonna be back here. Like, and I knew like this is probably like my only chance to really like make something happen, because you know, a typical player, they're gonna be overseas for consecutive years. I was never overseas for consecutive years, so I had to be real strategic like about my money, because I know I ain't gonna have a big contract next year, so I gotta make this money stretch however I can. So yeah, real estate came about, and mind you, I already had a lot of bills at the time, which, you know, I had nice cars, all that stuff, and I'm like,
you don't got the Audi no more?
Nah, bro, I got rid of it, bro.
Hey, no, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Bro, I took out everything. I was like, bro, cause I had the Audi, I had a nice apartment I was staying in. I was like, bro, that's all this shit a waste of money right now. And I should have cut it out before I went to Dubai, but I cut it out after I left. And when I got home, so I'm like, all right, I'm buying me I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I'm gonna buy me a investment property, a multi-unit where, you know, I could potentially stay in it, like basically for free, or, you know, not stay somewhere else, but I can get paid off this property and just keep building from there. And like, you know, that's exactly what I did. It took like the whole summer to do. Like I came home basically in March because of COVID, but then I started really getting to work for the real estate like that May. And then I ain't closed on the property till like that's September and stuff.
So that was your whole transition from basically ball to business, so getting to real estate, from playing for basketball, like that whole summer.
Wait, say that again.
So that was like your transition from ball to business when it comes to you going from Dubai and then coming back home and getting straight to the real estate?
Yeah, and like, you know, that was it. But a lot of people seen, you know, I started posting on my social media about, you know, what I was doing as far as real estate, and like people start like, I don't know, they think you can do both. Like in my head, I wasn't thinking about being done. And like, but people just see me doing something else. They thought, oh, he done and stuff. And like, and even in my head, I'm like, I might be done, but it's like, I can still do both if I wanted to. And like, I think people kind of like box you in with that. But yeah, that was like when I really started really being serious about business. And, you know, I didn't see basketball like really, like, you know, being a forever thing, which it really ain't, but a lot of people play a little longer than I've been playing. And I knew that, like, let's say like the money I'm making in overseas, I felt as though I'm like, I can make this same here. Like I was telling myself, like, if I can make the same money home, would I still go overseas? And at that point, I was like,
quick no.
No, I'm not going.
Hell no. Hell no.
That's what I'm saying. So once I told myself that, I'm like, all right, well, I gotta like really bust my ass to really build something home where I don't have to go overseas and stuff. And then, so right now I'm at the point where, you know, I'm still like deciding what I'm gonna do as far as basketball wise, just because like.
So you still thinking about hooping?
Yeah, I still like the hoop, and like
I still got them.
When you ain't hooping.
I was gonna ask you about that too.
Yeah, when you ain't hooping for the money and stuff, you just hooping for the love of it. It's a different type of feel now. Like, you know, it ain't that much pressure and stuff. Of course, like, you know, somebody want to sign me for a good deal, I'm gonna take it. But like, you know, I don't want to make decision for basketball for money and stuff. You know, so even though like. I felt as though like if in a perfect world where, you know, no kids or nothing, I would have been overseas for consecutive years to really stack up. Yeah. Like, and then go full throttle with my business. But, you know, it's just I just gotta work a little harder where, you know, I can really build my business where I can just need that alone. So, you know, I'm still juggling basketball right now. I'm juggling it all, man, bro. I don't know.
We all still trying to figure it out. But first, I want to say, bro, shout out to you though for taking action and actually like jumping off that ledge. And I'm sure it was scary. I'm sure it was like you know what I mean? You doing something completely new, something like, bro. It was just. Sitting on the couch, me, you, and J.O. talking about real estate, and then a couple years later, I see like you touring properties and stuff like that. Like, bro, that's dope. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people not doing that. A lot of people just all talk. So to see you doing that, like, and I'm big on giving people their flowers while they're here. So like, bro, we don't be talking all the time, but like, you someone, you know, you a few years older than me. So like, even when I got to Windy City, I feel like it was a few of y'all that like took me under y'all wing, like you, Pharaoh, J.O., and those guys. And so I be looking at y'all from afar, like, even though we don't talk all the time, I might be looking at y'all via social media or something like that and picking up on things like, all right, like, what can I, you know, implement in my life that might help? And so I just want to say, bro, y'all, what you doing, bro, is super inspirational for people like me who, you know, we both fathers now. I can't say I want to catch up to you right now. Like, you know, I want to wait a few years so I have another one. But yeah, bro, you definitely someone I look at and try to take things from, for sure, bro.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate that, bro. I just wanted to be somebody to you that I ain't had, you know? I ain't have nobody I looked up to or somebody I can lean on, whatever, and stuff like that. And I always felt I was alone in this shit. And, you know, I ain't want to, you know, I seen that you trying to, you came to a team kind of mid-season, and, you know, it could be scary because you already think everybody got their own friends, everybody clicked up, stuff like that. But I wanted you to feel welcome and things like that. And, you know, that's something like I never felt. Like, I always felt like it's just me out here. And,
for sure.
And yeah, and once we started to get really talking about some life stuff, then I was like, I can open up to these guys. And, and like you said, like, I've never been like a talker. Like, if I say something, I'm gonna do it. Like, I never just been a talk just to fit for the convo, and like, you know, so that's just me. And not to say like, you know, I don't make mistakes, because I'm still trying to figure this out, bro. And but that's one thing I'm gonna do. I'm a grind. That's all I know. Like, I'm a grind, bro. Like, and you know, from my talks, like, we don't talk every day, but I definitely consider you as a friend and stuff like that. And, you know, we had fun times just from that one season. That was like one of my favorite seasons, bro. Like, even though I wasn't, bro, like, that was one of the funnest times I had in the G League. And even though I wasn't, like, you know, performing on some top tier level, but it was fun though, you know, and that's all you want.
We had a good group of guys. Yeah,
yo, that shit is important, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Dang, from the outside looking in, real quick though, from outside looking in, just because I haven't been to leagues, I have no experience in that. But outside looking in between y'all two and seeing that there really isn't no rule book to the grind, to the game, especially to the league. And then, like you saying, like, I think the biggest importance that I see is like CJ understand that what his experience of going through, and then going back, like, hey, Tom, this is what's really going on, and still trying to give you some insight. I remember the time, even when Tom was telling me, like, bro, I have no idea what's going on in the league right now. But at the same time, it's like going through that experience, talking to people who have already been through it, and actually trying to see, you know, what's actually the game within the game. And then, you know, in that whole development kind of turned into, like you're saying, relationships, and then outside of basketball and turned into business. So it's something special to see.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note too, like, cause kind of like what you said, bro. For me, when I was at the Windy City Bulls, and I'm just now still trying to like get back to feeling good hooping. You know what I mean? Like kind of like what you said, after my going, like, all the just the ups and the downs, like, I feel like I lost the love for the game. I sat out and all this stuff. So it's like when you're not there mentally, like, your game is finito. You might as well, it's over. You know what I mean? So like, that's the biggest thing. That's the game within the game, I would say. It's just like making sure your mentals is still strong, even through the ebbs and the flows. And that's why I said, like, this basketball stuff and sports in general, not just basketball, but teach you so much about life. Because like in life, I'm sure CJ, you can attest to this too. With real estate, you know what I mean? A pipe might bust. You can't be going up, and like, you gotta kind of keep it but that's what basketball was. That's what hoop was. You feel me? So it's like it all go hand in hand. It all go hand in hand.
Yeah, bro, definitely, bro. I'm dealing with a lot, bro. Like you said, her part might bust, bro. I mean, dealing with leaks here, leaks there, fucking something missing, bro. It's constantly nonstop, bro. But that's the thing, like I don't let stuff sweat me, even though like for someone else it might worry them. I just think like, all right, I'm gonna figure it out. That's all. That's all I'm about, bro. I'm gonna just figure it out, and you know, I just want to get to a place where I can just look back and like just be proud of everything. I don't have to grind as hard, you know. So that's why I'm still working, where I don't have to grind as hard. But you know, I love to grind though. So, but
no, I feel you. You know, I feel you for sure.
2 years, I just want to look back and say like, yeah, I did it my way, you know. That's the thing.
So let's talk more about like where you at now in life and like what that looks like. We already alluded to it a little bit earlier. Where like you're a father now, you're a husband. You again, bro, something that I aspired, like this is stuff I'm looking at, like, bro, bro doing it the right way. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, what does that look like now? What does life look like now for CJ Fair, real estate investor? And shout out to winning the TBT too. Oh, yeah. Wow, that was big time. And I remember, I think I texted you or called you or something after, and then I was like, we was talking about just the win, and you was like, yeah. The first thing you said was like that money going to real estate.
Yeah.
So like, what is? How was that? First, let's talk about that. How was that,
bro? TBT? That was awesome.
Shout out to Kiefer. Shout out to Kiefer hitting
that. Man, shout out to Kiefer, bro. Yes, I remember. Mind you, I played in TBT a couple years ago with the Syracuse team, and like, I don't know, I wasn't feeling to do it anymore. I'm like, I don't see us winning or whatever. So I just stopped playing. So for like 2 years, 2-3 years, I don't remember. Then they called me saying like, they wanted me to play on the team. And at this point, I said yeah because I was working on a little side business with another guy I went to school with, and I knew if I was just going to be in the Syracuse area, I could network, things like that. So I only accepted that to just network for real. I didn't have in my mind like, oh, we can win this, and I was just going just to strictly network. And yeah, so we get there and like they bring in some outside players that weren't from Syracuse. I'm like, damn, we got a decent team. And I still wasn't thinking like we can. I mean, I'm not gonna say I didn't think we couldn't win. I just wasn't banking on winning, So yeah, we started playing and like every game was a dog fight. It wasn't easy at all. Every game was a dog fight, like every game. And we get to the championship game, and like we playing against Walter Lemon.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. Championship.
So we playing against a whole bunch of guys I'm familiar with that was in the G League. Like it just brought me back. Like all the other teams was like kind of foreign because there's a lot of players I do know, but I don't know. But the championship game, I know all these guys. All these guys was in the G League, and so I'm like, damn, like. This is gonna be a tough one. So then, like it always is, it was a tough one. And I remember we was the target score was like 63, and we had 60, and they had 62 or 61, whatever. They just needed a basket to win.
They was up though.
Yeah, they was up. They was winning.
Yeah,
and they came. They took it out of bounds. They had this boy, I forgot his name. He was hot too. He hit like a few threes throughout the game. He came off butt naked for a mid-range like curl shot, bro. the ball went in and out. Like it was down and went out.
For the game?
For game. For game. Went in and out. I think his name Dakari or something. It's something like that. And so then we get the rebound and like Kiefer Sykes get the ball and he sized the guy up. And mind you, he going against that best defender too.
Yeah, he was in our he played at Miami of Ohio. He was in my conference.
Oh yeah, I like him. Yeah, watch it. I like him.
Yep, he was nice.
I like him.
Nice.
And he was one of my favorite players in the tournament. And so yeah, Kiefer sized him up. And he just pulled up deep from 3 on the wing and drill it. I'm like, damn, like, bro, that shit, like, I ain't gonna lie, that was a hell of a feeling. Like, for $1 million, bro, game on the line.
That shit's crazy.
And I heard the money hit y'all account right in, like, the locker room.
Bro, right then and there. Why you celebrating? Yeah, bro.
Crazy.
I still remember when he shot it. You know how in the movies you look at the ball in slow motion. Bro, I still remember. I'm right there. I'm not even in the game. I'm on the bench. I'm down on the floor like watching. Like, bro, I remember my teammate. He gonna say right when he released, he say game. I was like, and then he hit it. I'm like, damn, that is game. Bro, we all ran to him. I already know that's the hell of a feeling for him. But
yeah, his story crazy too. We gonna have him on here.
Yeah, bro. And he was I ain't gonna lie, he was the right guy for it to happen for, because like he was strictly professional, bro. He was all for the team. You know, you could even like diving into his life and what he do off the court, bro. That's just a great part to his story. And bro, he hit that shit and 80,000 to the count, like just like something I wasn't even expected. And mind you, taking it back while we practicing and having games, I had clothes on the property, and I'm back and forth to like the banks and stuff like that to sign papers. I gotta email this, I gotta FedEx this. So I'm like, strictly, I'm not even dialed into just basketball, bro. I'm doing stuff like for my business stuff. So I'm not even expecting to win this money and stuff like that. And bro, when he hit that, I'm like, damn, this gonna really like take
was that your first thought once you won? Like, this going right to my business?
Yo, that's going right to my business. This the break I needed. Like,
that's lit, man. That's super
the break I needed. Like, bro, when I look back now, I had put all my money into this property before we won the TBT. Like, I put all my money into it. So if we didn't win, I don't know how things were gonna unfold. Like,
God be working,
bro. God working in mysterious ways, bro. Like, he always find a way for me.
Always.
So that was just a big blessing for everybody, for real.
No, for sure. Dope. So what is it like? What is it like being a father? Like, how has that changed you?
It's, you know, it changed me as far as, you know, being a family guy. Just seeing I got 2 kids, 2 sons, and just seeing them every day. That's something I wanna keep as, like, I wanna see them every single day. I don't want to go away for months and miss out. And, you know, they just bring joy to me, because they crack me up every day. It's something funny every day. Even though it's hard work, but from them not sleeping, or they want to do this, do that. Like, it's a tough job being a parent, and I still gotta, you know, provide, and, you know, business wise, you know. So it's I would say you're never gonna be able to balance things equally. Like, one thing is gonna get more than the other. So one day the kids might get more than my business. Like, I might just focus just on the kids. The next day I might you know, send them to their grandparents' house so I can, you know, work on my business and stuff like that. So it's just like it's just give and take each and every day. And so, but you know, I enjoy it though. Like I want my boys to see me every day and be excited to see me. And, you know, when I wake up and my oldest son, he just saying like, "Good morning, Daddy." Like that shit, like that. Like,
bro, it be the simple stuff, bro. It be the little stuff that be like, hey,
bro.
Like, nah, for sure, bro. For sure, bro. That's dope. That's super dope. Dang, what was I gonna? So how old is the oldest one now?
He's 3, and
okay.
You know, and my youngest, he 8 months, about to be 9 months.
Okay.
The youngest is about to start learning how to walk, sing. Oldest one, he's just all over the place, man.
Yeah, I'm already knowing.
He's just a ball of energy. And you know, so he's fun to be around. He cracks me up every day with new words he knows and stuff. Like, it's crazy how fast, you know, kids learn and what they watch. Like, he watched me so much that I don't be noticing like how much he watched me, and because he'll just pick up, try to do things that I'm doing, like, and like I'm like, damn, I don't remember even showing you this, but like they see everything, you know. So you know, you try to teach them the right way, and you know, I just want to see every aspect of his life growing up. So that's my main point of. That was my biggest thing why I got into real estate. I'm like, I need to do something where it's going to give me the most time with my family. And even though, like, you know, real estate ain't easy. You don't just buy a property, just sit back or whatever. But it gives me the time where I can work odd hours or whatever. I can still be with home with my family though. You know.
Nah, for sure. And like I be telling people that having kids, especially as a father and having a son, I feel like, and I don't have a girl, so I can't speak for that. But with having boys, I feel like it makes me a better man, and he don't even know. Like from the outside looking in, it's like the father is so important to the son, but I'm like, no, like he's super important to me. Like, he make me a better man because just like you said, they watching everything you do. So whereas before, where it was like you might be doing willy-nilly or just moving willy-nilly, and now it's like you can't really get away with that if you want to lead these young boys into, you know, being really good men. So it's cool, bro.
You can't be leaving your drawers on the floor and you know, not picking up after yourself. They're watching all that, bro.
Yeah, bro. Everything, bro. And bro, like, even just now, he ain't come on the screen, but like he like popped his head in the room.
Yeah. What Pop's in there doing?
Yeah, just nosy.
Yeah.
You better go back in his room, Alan, you on the podcast.
No, for sure. I gotta get out. I gotta bring my son out. We gotta link them.
We definitely gotta link, bro. And like, you know, I'm gonna have to come to Chicago. I was that was like one of my favorite cities, bro. Like just being and playing there, and you know, us going out doing things. I'm like, yo, Chicago dope as hell. Like I ain't even, you know, look at it as that, but I like Chicago, so I'm gonna definitely bring them up.
Yeah, we gonna have to make that happen. But before we head out and we leave, do you what else you working on? Like, do you have any other projects that you want to let people know about or bring awareness to?
I got some things in the tuck that I can't announce yet, but but the main thing is just really everything I do is like for real estate and stuff, like. So I'm still in my eyes, I'm still on the ground floor where I see myself, and so I just really just trying to give it all to build it up to where I can see it going, and like, you know, and this something I take pride in. I can control this. I don't have to worry about somebody accepting me or not liking me, or I gotta prove anything. This is something I can control. So I'm gonna really, you know, give it my all, and I'm a, you know, I'm trying. I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna say I'm gonna be like, you know, some big tycoon, but I'm gonna make a big impact. I'm gonna say
for sure. That's dope. Where can people find you at? Like socials, anything?
Yeah, socials is just Instagram, Twitter, at CJ Fair. You know, I'm on there, checking all the time. I might not post all the time, but you know how it is. I'm always watching, seeing what you up to, what everybody's up to. Always check in. But yeah, anybody can find me. Reach out to me on there.
Bet. And one last question before we head out. Who do you think should be on our podcast? And whoever you say, you got to help us get them on. Not show, my bad. It's not a podcast, it's a show. Who do you think should be on? Who would be a good guest?
I think y'all should get Walter Lemon, bro. He got a little interesting story, bro. Like,
that's a nice one. We can get Walt. I think we can make that happen.
And you know, he's not really a big group talker, but like I think people be fast.
That would be a nice one.
Yeah, with him. Yeah, I think he'd be a good one.
Okay, bet. We could do that one. Arie, you got anything?
Yeah, I think the last question I would say, and shout out to All Smoke, his last question to take from them. If you could invite 5 dinner guests, dead or alive, who would you bring? From any industry.
It really would be my 2 grandparents.
This son?
There you go.
Yeah, what's up, son? What's up, man?
Wow, you bringing him dinner.
He must be trying to fight that. I would say my 2 people would be like my grandparents, like that's deceased now, my grandmother, grandfather. Cause my grandfather, he was always a big sports guy, but he never got to see me in high school, college, things like that. So I know he would have really enjoyed that. And you know, my grandmother as well. And you said 5?
Yeah, 3 more.
And then the others, I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's hard to say because I don't. Not to be that guy, but I don't look up to people. I don't.
I'm the same way.
Okay, yeah. That's little man gonna be at the dinner.
Right.
For sure.
Who is this?
That's the podcast.
What's up, dude?
Say hi. But I'm trying to think. I want to. Let me see. I will say it's hard to say. I would want to invite. I don't know who in particular, but I want to invite an NBA executive just to pick his brain on like what goes on in them boardrooms. Like
right.
So we need Adam Silver.
Yeah. Like I need to know, like, just so I can understand.
Hey, you funny.
I don't get it, bro.
Hey.
That's 3. Let me see the other 2. Really, let me see. Probably somebody that's in business.
Mark Cuban might be a good one.
Yeah. He might be. I don't know about him. I'm trying to think, bro. I don't know. Let's just leave it at them 3, bro.
Them three. Bet. Are you got anything else?
No, that's good, man.
Bet. Hey, CJ, I appreciate you, brother. This has been a pleasure. I know you super busy and got a lot going on, so I appreciate you taking out the time to bless us on our show.
Yeah, no problem, bro. This was fun, bro. You know, whatever you got going on, you know I'm always supportive, bro.
No, love, brother. Well, again, I appreciate you. You know I'm gonna be tapped in, and I'm gonna hit your line, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, y'all be easy.
Love y'all, man.
All right.
Yeah,
You never sell out.
never sell out.
They can't tempt you with fortunes or fame.
Sometimes you gotta talk that talk to them,
But
Nipsey.
when that right deal, it comes your
Sometimes
way.
they can't.